Welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about mother tinctures. The objectives of this session is to understand the concept of mother tincture, the definition, the different classes of preparation which are used, advantages, disadvantages, and some important mother tinctures which are being used in homeopathic practice. Let us start with the definition of mother tincture. Mother tincture is nothing but a drug which is pharmaceutically prepared using the drug substances belonging to the vegetable and animal kingdom, and the solvent is nothing but the vehicle. The vehicle here used is a strong alcohol. With the help of these drug substance and the strong alcohol, we are preparing a drug which is nothing but mother tincture. Now let us see which procedures we are using to prepare this drug. That is immersion, where you are like soaking the drug substance in the vehicle. And then here they are talking about maceration, which is nothing but obtaining the that's also kind of immersion, where you are soaking the drug substance and obtaining the liquid out of the drug substance. You're using the liquid here. And then we have the percolation. So what is percolation, guys? When you pass the drugs drug what you're preparing through pores or the small holes, we call it percolation. Okay, when the substance is passed through small holes. So we are using this various process like immersion, maceration, percolation, and finally preparing a drug which is mother tincture. Now let us see which are the different classes which are used. The old method, we have class 1 where we use the most juicy plants, and the class 2 where there are medium juicy plants, and then we move on to the class 4. We have two classes in 4, that is least juicy plants and also the dried vegetable and animal substances also from the fresh animals also belong to this class 4. We have new method which is maceration and percolation, soaking the substance in the liquid, and percolation is passing through pores. Moving on to the advantages of mother tincture. What is the advantage? Mother tincture is used in most cases of emergencies or when the acute cases come up and there are homeopathic physician requiring enough time to take out the indicated medicine. So guys, you see there's some emergency condition like peritonitis, acute abdomen, they have mentioned few here, the blood pressure, stone pain, it could be renal caliculi, or the dysmenorrhea, painful menses. Okay, the cramps what the women get when it is beyond the bearable, like it is hampering her day-to-day activities, then we call it dysmenorrhea. And we have acute abdomen. In these condition, it's like an emergency case. We do not have enough time to do the totality, take the case in detail, and then give the medicine. In such cases, you can use the mother tincture. It is used as a palliative medicine for many cases. So here palliative. So guys, when do we use palliatives? Palliative is nothing but removing the most annoying symptoms what the patient is suffering. So like in the borderline cases or like incurable cases where the pathology is advanced to such a level that you cannot regain the health, like the cure is not possible, so you have to do it as a palliative. Then you make use of this mother tincture. It has very fast action as compared to the other medicines. Its action will start within 3 to 4 minutes and the action is going to last for several hours. Mother tincture is prepared from alcohol, so it gets readily absorbed in our stomach as well as the intestines, since the solvent used is alcohol here. It is very sure indication with less reaction and failure. So you see, you do not get much homeopathic aggravations, and the failure rate is also comparatively less here. It is also helping the patients during the weaning period of the medication and also it helps them to minimize the withdrawal symptoms and keep them permanently away from the addictions. So the people like for example, a person is alcoholic, so he has withdrawn the alcohol and now he has those withdrawal symptoms. Now to minimize these withdrawal symptoms and to keep the patient away from the addiction of alcohol, you can use this mother tincture. So they have given an example here, that is lobelia inflate helps the patient to wean asthmatic medication as it provides support to the lung function. Mother tincture is also indicated in bruises as a cold compressor. So basically we use the cold compressors so that it can, constrict the blood vessels, reduce the bleeding, reduce inflammation. So during the bruises, this mother tinctures, when you directly use like the calendula mother tincture and all, it will act as a cold compressor. It is helpful in preparation of many homeopathic tonics and external application along with a proper homeopathic medicine internally. So Hahnemann has told us later on, Hahnemann in the 6th edition told us that the indicated simillimum medicine can also be rubbed on the back and the hands and used as he also introduced the ointments and so on. So he's saying the external application are also indicated when the same homeopathic medicine is used internally. Okay, during these times this mother tincture can be used as tonics. Moving on to the disadvantages. So let us see what is the disadvantage of this mother tincture. Mother tincture have the chance of emerging new pathological symptoms as they are in crude form. So they can do the drug proving since they are in a crude form. The new pathological symptoms, okay, the symptoms can grow up. Long use of the mother tincture containing plant enzymes, poisonous alkaloids, glycolides, and other phytochemical ingredients. So, if your mother tincture, what you're prescribing, contains these plants enzymes or the alkaloids, glycolides, or the phytochemical ingredients which are poisonous, dangerous to health, that could be an advantage. That could be a disadvantage. And then the mother tinctures are not permanent solution for any complaint. So here guys, you know very well that only the simillimum can cure the case completely, permanently. It can remove the disease from the roots. But here there is no simillimum. You're just giving the mother tincture prepared. So here they're saying that it cannot be a permanent solution to a complaint. They're only used temporarily, just like a palliative, and also during the emergency use, which we saw in the advantages. The next disadvantage is they are not capable to pass complete pure energy to activate the deranged vital force. So they are saying that the deranged vital force is nothing but the disease. They are not completely curing the disease, nor they are going to like transfer their complete pure energy, because these drug molecules of original drug substance are not fully diluted. If our selections of mother tincture are not similar to the disease symptoms, even though you're giving the mother tincture, it has to match the disease. The symptoms have to be similar. So they are saying that if the mother tincture is not similar to the disease symptom, then it is considered as anti-homeopathic. So some physicians who do not want to take up the laborious process of like totality, constructing, analyzing the case, so all that analysis work and all, they don't want to do that thing, and then they simply prescribe this mother tinctures. So for those people, it's like anti-homeopathic is what they're saying. Moving on to the dosage. So what dosage is prescribed for what person? For adults, you have to use 10 to 15 drops of mother tincture. For a newborn baby, you have to take 2 spoonfuls in which a 1 drop of mother tincture is used. Either you have to do this or make 1/4 of like the drops, like take a 1 drop of mother tincture, divide it into 4 drops, 4 doses, and then give each time. Okay, 1/4 drops have to be given, because it's just a newborn baby, so you cannot use it as though, even though it's in a crude form, it's already in crude form, so you cannot use large amounts. Infants, 1 drop can be used. You don't have to divide it into 4 parts and everything. Children, 2 to 4 drops can be used. In adult children, 5 to 7 drops. So here they've given you a note that it is advised mother tincture should be taken under homeopathic medicinal practitioner supervisions for the better results. So guys, next I'm going to tell you some of the most important mother tinctures and also the conditions where you can use these mother tinctures. So unless the physician, your doctor, doesn't prescribe you, I request you not to use them based on the video what you're watching. Let us move on to the examples that is abortion. The most important homeopathic remedies which are commonly used in abortion cases is Blumia odorata. Blumia odorata, one next is prescribed when there is bleeding from the uterus, is gushing during and also after the abortion, when all the remedies which you have given have been failed. Then we have Simicifuga mother tincture to ensure the birth of a live child in expectant mothers who are disappointed with multiple previous stillbirths. So the baby is born, it is fresh stillbirth, it's dead. Stillbirth is dead baby being born. So continuous dead babies are being born. Now the mother who has come to your clinic, she's pregnant. So you are expecting a live baby. To avoid the stillborn like the death baby being born, you have to prescribe Simicifuga mother tincture. Hilonius is used when there is abortion with excessive bleeding and there is a sensation of presence of uterus. So during health, you don't actually feel where your uterus is. You do not feel the presence of the uterus. Now here the patient is suffering with the sensation of presence of uterus. There is a feeling of a weak womb and excessive bleeding along with the abortion. Trillium is a specific remedy prescribed when there is bleeding every 2 weeks during the puerperium, and during pregnancy also there is like bleeding every 2 weeks and leading up to abortion. Next condition, bleeding piles. Bleeding piles, the mother tinctures are Blumia odorata again when there is discharge of blood before or after the stools, and along with the bleeding we have bloody diarrhea. Hemimilus is used when there is a profuse bleeding with burning, soreness, fullness, and along with these there is a sensation of weight at the back, as if the back is going to break. The patient also suffers with the itching of the anus. Millefolium is used. So guys, millefolium, you have to remember dark stools. The stools are dark when there is blood, often bloody stools. The diarrhea is going to be dark at first, later on it is going to turn into black color. And then we have nigundo. Moving on to the next condition, bronchial asthma. So the the symptoms what the patient suffers is dyspnea, that is difficulty in breathing. It can be associated with the cardiac, bronchial, digestive affections as well. So let us understand the mother tinctures which are used in bronchial asthma. We have Blata orientalis topping the list. This Blata orientalis is used during the paroxysms of asthmatic dyspnea. So the person, is having suffocative dyspnea, difficulty in breathing. He has a fear to lie down on the bed. When you prescribe this Blata, what happens once the person takes Blata orientalis mother tincture, this suffocative paroxysms are going to disappear. The patient will enjoy a very sound and refreshing sleep. The next mother tincture is Passiflora incarnate. It is used in paroxysms which are spasmodic and non-spasmodic asthma, in hysterical affections, and also a peculiar spasmodic cough in the young unmarried girls, which is very beneficial, this Passiflora. So guys, what do we know about this? It is used in both spasmodic, non-spasmodic, and unmarried girls who are suffering with spasmodic cough. Cannabis sativa, when the person can breathe only when standing. Marakadhwaja Q. Marakadhwaj Q is used when the heart is weak or it is affected. It is also valuable in spasmodic cough, and the asthma is also very spasmodic. There's lots of aggression at night and checking sensation during paroxysms of asthma. Then we have Seneca Q, where the action is on the respiratory system is well marked. The cough is very dry, a wheezing sound is felt, operation in the chest, construction in chest. So after there's some operation done on the chest, there's some construction operation done, and there's accumulation as well as rattling of abundant sputa in the lungs. And there is dyspnea, the person has difficulty in breathing, he loses his voice in the morning. Aphonia, aggravation when they are lying and when they are walking. Amelioration, when the patient bends the head, and on perspiration, on sweating, he feels better. Senega, okay. Moving on to the next condition, diabetes mellitus, Syzygium jambolinum, like very familiar. It is most important remedy for diabetes mellitus. It is going to diminish the quantity of sugar in the blood and also the frequency of micturition what the person suffers. Abroma augusta. Abroma augusta is used when there is ravenous hunger. The more the person eats, the more he craves for food. There is insatiable thirst, frequent and profuse micturition, and extreme debility. So guys, you can see here everything is increased here. Hunger is ravenous, thirst is insatiable, micturiation is profuse, debility is to an extreme level, he is debilitated and also emaciated. Next we have Cephalanthra indica. It is used in diabetes mellitus where there is loss of appetite. Usually we have ravenous hunger or hunger is marked in diabetes. But here Cephalanthra indica is used when there is loss of appetite and profuse urination. Gymnema sylvestre is used to promote when there we use it to promote the insulin production in a body and also to reduce the high blood sugar levels. Moving on to the next condition, that is dysmenorrhea. What do you mean by dysmenorrhea? We told you already, that is painful menstruation to such a level that it is incapacitating the woman to perform her day-to-day activities. We have Abroma augusta, which is used as a uterine tonic. So it's like a common question in the Viva Voice. They ask you which is the drug which is used as a uterine tonic, that is Abroma augusta. It is used in or given in congestive and neuralgic dysmenorrhea and amenorrhea as well, and amenorrhea, whether it is given a week before or during the menstruation. Usually we give it a week before or while the person is having her menses. Abroma radix Q. So we have Abroma augusta and Abroma radix. It is indicated for dysmenorrhea, leukorrhea as well as the irregularities of menstrual cycle. And the flow is also irregular. It has organ affinity of ovaries, uterus and vaginal mucosa. So it acts mostly on the mucous membrane of these ovaries, vagina and uterus. It also used as a uterine tonic. It is useful in contractions of uterus and it is functional, also used in functional dysmenorrhea. So guys, you see here it acts on the mucous membrane. It is used as a tonic for the contractions and for dysmenorrhea. Genosia ashoka. So there's some error here. It's not genoria. It's Genosia ashoka. It has an excessive sphere of action on the female genital organs. It is used or reproductive organs. It is used in cases of amenorrhea for regulating the rhythm and flow metorrhagia. That is, the irregularity of the menses can be controlled using Genosia ashoka. Semicifuga racemosa, it's a boon to the despondent mothers who give birth to dead children only. So again here for the stillbirths, like we saw in abortion, so if a mother is giving a lot of stillbirths or the dead children, then the aggravation of the complaints with the increase of menstrual flow. So semicifuga is prescribed in abortion and also the women who give birth to stillbirths, and the complaints are aggravated during the menstrual flow like zincum metallicum, lachesis and all. It is used for the premenstrual tension, menopause and also the other gynecological problems what the person suffers. Moving on to the next condition, we have enlargement of spleen. So for the splenomegaly, we have Ceanothus mother tincture, which is used internally and externally as a specific remedy for splenomegaly. We have Carica papaya mother tincture in dyspeptics and Calotropis lactum, which is especially used in cases of history of syphilitic poison. So there is splenomegaly resulting from the syphilitic poison. Leucas aspera is used when there is splenomegaly associated with the loss of voice. Kalmek, very famous in Kala Azar disease, also for the enlarged spleen associated with a lot of pain. Andersonia is used when there is chronic malarial fevers with nausea and vomiting. Then we have Azadirachta indica for the effects of congested spleen. There is no thirst, heartburn, and constipation. Moving on to the next condition, we have enlargement of uterus. We use Fraxinus americana Q. It is specific for the enlargement of uterus. Then we have Alteris farinosa when the patient is tired all the time. She suffers from prolonged leukorrhea, prolapse of uterus, rectal distress. So all these, the rectal symptoms associated with the uterine symptoms. There's marked anemia in the choleritic girls and also in the pregnant women. It is useful in dysmenorrhea, irregular threatened abortion, and also menopausal problems. We have Asoka genosea again here, which is used as a uterine tonic with a great efficacy in all the uterine as well as the menstrual disorders. There is violent pain in the pelvic region because of the sudden suppression of menstrual flow. And also this pain is going to extend in the region. Then we have Vibrinum opulus mother tincture, which is beneficial in spasmodic dysmenorrhea. The pain during the menses is in the legs, and also in the expectant mothers, the false labor pain and postpartum pains can be seen. It prevents the habitable abortion, the mother who is undergoing subsequent abortions, and premature delivery of the baby. It corrects the leukorrhea following the menstrual flow, and also used in violent uterine pains. Vibrinum opulus. Next we have Viburnum prunifolium. Viburnum prunifolium has its action on the uterus. It is very beneficial in the uterine hemorrhages in dysmenorrhea. It's just promptly corrects the morning sickness of the pregnancy. So the people who have, gravidarum, emesis, hyperemesis gravidarum, where there is lots of vomiting, morning sickness in the pregnancy, which is seen, vomiting, and nauseous feeling, and all those can be reduced using Viburnum prunifolium. It diminishes the violence of labor pain and also makes it bearable. It controls the postpartum hemorrhage, reduces labor pain, controls postpartum hemorrhage, that is the bleeding which is found for the first fortnights. It has a great power to save the tendency of habitable abortion, like we read previously, and also the miscarriages. Moving on to the next condition, we have gallstones. In gallstone, we use Cardus marinus mother tincture when the liver is promptly affected with torpidity. The hepatic congestion is due to cold and also alcoholic drinks. When the person abuses the beverages, alcohol, drinks, and all those things, and lands up in gallstones, we have to think of Cardus marinus. It causes the jaundice, bowels are constipated, tongue is foul smelling, there is the feeling of languor for gallstone colic and also the inflammation of the hepatic region. The next common mother tincture is Berberis vulgaris. There is intolerable pain of the renal colic. When Calcarea carbis failed, we next go for Berberis vulgaris. The jaundice is due to the renal caliculi. So the renal caliculi, we have obstructive jaundice here. The caliculi is obstructing, resulting in jaundice. We have Chionathis. Chionathis is used when the gallstones are associated with the pain under the right shoulder. It gives an instant relief and ensures the cure in the gallstone colic. Then we have Diascorea mother tincture, which is used in the necrosis of bowel. So here the bowels are going to be necrosed, that is dead. Okay, when the iliac as also the umbilical plexus are in a state of hyperesthesia, these plexus, once they undergo the hyperesthetic condition, they cause a lot of spasms and pain. The bending double is going to ameliorate the condition, and standing erect and bending backward is aggravation. Moving on to hemoptysis, that is nothing but the blood in sputum. So when you see the blood in sputum, we think of Acalypha indica. Aclypa indica is used when there is hemorrhage of bright red color, especially in the morning. Then moving on, it can also become dark clotted blood in the afternoon. Starting with bright red in the morning, the bright red in the morning is going to become dark color in the afternoon. Ficus religiosa is used when there is bright red blood coming from the lungs. We have hemimylus where there is venous blood. So we know basically hemimylus acts on the venous system, veins and capillaries. So we have dark venous blood. Synodon dactyton is used in all the cases of hemoptysis. Ossimum sanctum is used when the phlegm is streaked with the blood in the early stages. Just now the hemoptysis has started, so in the early stages think of ossimum sanctum. Next condition is hepatobiliary system. So the entire hepatobiliary system, we have Azadirachta indica when there is suppressed malaria with the abuse of quinine. We have Cardus, which is used as a specific remedy in all the cases of hepatobiliary system. Corica papaya when the dyspepsia is a prominent affection. Then we have Kalmake, which is a specific remedy for the infantile liver affections of the Kala Azar. We have Chlorhodendron infortunata when the liver is enlarged with the complaints of worms, diarrhea, and also intermittent fevers. We have Leucus aspera mother tincture 1x. We use it in chronic malaria when there is an enlarged liver and there is loss of appetite. Moving on to the next condition, we have heart affection. Cretaceous oxy. Cretaceous oxy is used as a specific remedy, a specific mother tincture in all sorts of cardiac affections. It acts on the muscles of the heart and acts as a heart tonic. So guys, Cretaceous oxy heart tonic. It is used in the irregularities of heart and also in the high arterial tension. It is used in chronic heart disease when there is extreme weakness of the heart. We have Cactus grandiflorus in the next place. So guys, you can see Cretaceous, Cactus. So cactus, we have rheumatic heart. Rheumatic heart is seen with a severe constriction as if it is creased with an iron band. So the person has a sensation as if the iron bands are winding his heart and each band is being twisted tighter and tighter. Okay, the affection of the left upper extremities are seen. That is, the left arm is being affected, the forearm till the tips of the finger. The pain is going to radiate. It is used in the treatment of palpitations and also the angina pectoris, the sharp pain which the people feel in the chest. The next we have Coccus cacti. Coccus cacti is used when there is stinging pain in the heart and there is hemorrhage of the clotted blood from the heart. Next we have Aconite napellus mother tincture. When there is weakness of the heart, there is a regular beat and imperceptible pulse. So we have problem in the pulse. Coldness of the body, face is cyanotic like purple color because of the deoxygenated blood and like a corpse. The face looks and the body on the face looks as if it's like a dead body. It's a corpse. Okay. Moving on to the next condition, that is hypertension. Hypertension, the most common mother tincture is Rauwolfia serpentine, which is a specific remedy used as a palliative treatment. Okay, the hypertension is, BP is raised very high. So immediately, if you don't have the time, to do the totality and prescribe the correct simillimum, immediately start using Rauwolfia serpentine mother tincture, bring it under control, and then prescribe the remedy as soon as possible. Moving on to the next mother tincture, that is passiflora. It has an effect on the nervous system. Hence, it is used as an antispasmodic remedy. Cretaceous is used as a heart tonic, like we read previously. It slowly and strengthens the pulse. It slows down and also strengthens the pulse. So there's hypertension, the pulse is going to be very high. So this Cretaceous is going to slow down the pulse. Relieves the dropsy, that is accumulation of fluid in the body. There is swelling, edema. because of the heart affection. It is going to reduce. Okay, moving on to the next condition, we have jaundice. In jaundice, Cardus marinus is used. Cardus marinus is a specific remedy which is used in jaundice. There is paleness of urine along with the constipation, yellowness of the mucous membrane obviously, and also the biliousness. Then the next mother tincture is Cyanothus americanus, which is used in the enlargement of liver and spleen. Deep-seated pain is felt in the left hypochondriac region. Myrica cerifera. Myrica cerifera is used when there is a dull pain in the region of the liver. The complete jaundice occurs with a bronze yellow skin. From yellow now it's become bronze yellow skin. There's loss of appetite with the fullness of the stomach, scanty yellow urine is passed. Moving on to the next condition, that is leukorrhea. We use Abroma augusta when there is dysmenorrhea, constipation, ravenous hunger, profuse and frequent micturition, white or reddish IMT. Alteris farinosa. Alteris farinosa is used when there is weakness of the uterus and general debility. Ovatosta, we usually use it in ovaritis. It is also used in intermenstrual discharge with a constant back pain. Vibrinum opulus, Vibrinum op is used for the individuals who are habituated to dysmenorrhea and also the abortions. Moving on to the renal stones, again comes the Berberis vulgaris, which is used in renal disorders when there is pain in the abdomen. There is intolerable renal colic associated with jaundice and Berberis vulgaris. Sarsaparilla, I hope you have heard of it, familiar of it. Sarsaparilla acts as an excellent remedy in urinary troubles when there is severe pain which is felt at the end of the urination. Just like the just as the urine ceases to flow. Once the person stops urinating, the urine has stopped to flow. At the end of the act, the person has pain. Ossimum sanctum is used when there is renal colic with a violent vomiting every 15 minutes. So we have colic associated with vomiting, pain accompanied with nausea and vomiting, and the pain is crampy pain. Hydrangea mother tincture is generally known as a stone breaker. For all the renal stones, hydrangea, compared to all the mother tinctures, this is a very good mother tincture, and it breaks the stone. It is used to strike the caliculi in ureter and also the bladder. Yellow white sand in urine. So the person has yellow or white sand in urine, then he complains of renal caliculi, then you have to think of hydrangea. Skin diseases, we have echinacea when there is increased resistance of the skin versus invasion of the pathogens. Now you have to increase the immunity of your skin, the resistance of your skin towards the invasion of these viruses and the pathogens. It acts as a blood purifier and also it is antibacterial. So acting as an antibacterial, it kills out all the bacteria. Infected wounds, echinacea is used in bites, stings, bee stings or insect stings, ulcers as well. We have tuja and calendula in the skin diseases. Sexual diseases. In sexual diseases, we have avena sativa. Avena sativa is used in the treatment of enlargement of the prostate. So prostatitis, it is used in treatment of sexual debility, spermatoria, and nocturnal emissions. So nightly emissions, it is used in weakness of memory and inability to fix the attention on any subject while he is reading with the mental nervous for reading with mental nervous and physical disability. So the person cannot fix his mind when he's studying. He has nervous physical debility, all types of disabilities, that is mentally, nervous, physically, all such disabilities are there. Why such a mental disability or like the loss of memory comes? It is because of the excessive indulgence in masturbation and onanism. We have the next mother tincture, that is Damiana. Damiana controls the chronic prostatic discharge which is usually seen in the men. It cures the incontinence of urine in old people. Like we see this in old conditions, like people in old age. Prostatitis is usually seen in people above 65 years of age. So we see here it cures the spermatoria and we in weak exhausted subjects. So here they're saying incontinence of urine is also seen in the old people. It is going to strengthen the spinal nerves, which will act on the receptors which are present in the sphincters and control the incontinence of urine. And it is used, it's principally used in cure of the impotency. The ailments for dysmania is injury to the spine, sexual excess, gonorrhea, or syphilis if the person has suffered some sexually transmitted diseases in the past. Then we have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is used in coordination with muscle power with spermatoria, weakness of nerves which are seen due to gout or syphilis or gonorrhea. It is used in the seminal deficiencies, sterility, and menstrual disorders as well. We have camphora. Camphora mother tincture is used to cure the impotency. It is used to help the sexual excitement in the people and also prolongs the retentive power during the coition. Camphora, okay? And moving on to the next mother tincture, that is Cantharis, which will stimulate and excite the sexual organs in both the sexes, male and female. It may cause impotency if the use is prolonged, okay? Any questions, any queries, please put it in the comment section. I hope the video is clear. The references are taken, usually people ask where are the references is from. So it is from Banerjee Augmented Textbook of Homeopathic Pharmacy, the 2nd edition, and so the Boric Materia Medica with repertory. Thank you. With this we come to an end of our discussion with mother tincture. I hope you know the definition, that it's a drug which is prepared from vegetable and animal kingdom using alcohol as a solvent. It undergoes the process of immersion, percolation, and maceration. So then we saw the definition, the different classes of preparation, the doses we use. We saw the advantages, the disadvantages what the patient like suffers from the use of mother tinctures, and some important mother tinctures use. So with this we come to an end of this video. I hope you like it. If you like it, hit the like button and subscribe.